Today we're going to test drive the Supra for the first time this year. Let's see if he still got it. Yes, here we are in the garage again. And I need to stop saying and I don't really notice it when I talk, but when I edit my videos, my God. Today we are going to do a sort of an inspection. Check everything, check for leaks, just an overview of the car to see that I haven't forgot tightening anything. Just a regular bolt check, essentially. We're going to do that. I'm going to check my roughly my wheel alignment, and we are going to take it for a road test just to see, I don't know, just to see that it's actually working. I don't know. We do have a new clutch installed. We do have we have been checking the engine. We have checked the complete shit. We took the oil pan off and we checked all the shit. Det är så jävla svårt att prata med i ett sammanhängande. Fan. As you guys saw in the last video, we removed the engine, we checked everything, we re-welded the oil pan, and just straight up maintenance, essentially. A new clutch, I installed a new clutch, and I felt it right away when I parked it at the lift that it's doing its thing. And I'm so eager to try out the new steering. The first thing I need to do before I really can take it for a real road test and feel the steering, we need to do an alignment, and we need to make place around these arches because they're a pain in the ass and they're in the way all the time. I have some schedule. We're going to change the whole livery of this car, and it's going to be a collaboration with a well-known brand here in Sweden. So I'm pumped for that. I'm really pumped for that. So I guess without further ado, yes, I'm going to try to fix a leak at the steering pump as well. So we try to eliminate all the oil leaks. Perfect. Let's get it going. Right now, I'm gonna take my pelters and equip me with my pelters. So this is what we ended up with. I am very stoked about this actually, because I know that for a fact it has been hitting both rear and in the front. And for you guys who don't know, before I did all this, I had a GK Tech adapter, just regular standard things. It worked really good for what it is. It's essentially an adapter you just bolt on to the lower part of the spindle. It makes all the corrections for you. It's a bang for the buck. So if you just you have a street car and you just want it to steer a little bit better, and you want it to feel a lot more response into the wheel, these adapters are a really good bang for the buck. But we have changed a lot in the front this time for this season. It's a spindle that I have been welded myself, and it's going to be very interesting to see how it performs, but because it's no guarantee. We've lengthened the lower control arm by 25 millimeters. We have S13 caster arms, the ones that are a bit bent, so it clears a lot more, and I had to modify the original mounts for them. But I got it to work, essentially. So now we have absolutely no hitting in the rear, and we have 2-3 centimeters before the front side of the wheel hits the caster arm. So I'm very pumped about this. The only thing I don't have right now is a steering angle stopper that I need to weld onto and adjust the angle, full angle. I cannot run the original krängningshämmare. What the fuck is krängningshämmare? Roll center, roll anti-roll bar. Is that what you say? I've changed the springs to a 12K spring instead of an 8K that I had before, just to even it up when we don't have an anti-roll bar. You want to have stiffer spring in the front. This is going to be an experiment. It's going to be a lot tinkering, a lot of thinking. I have already been thinking a lot about this shit, so we need to do it to proceed and go on with things. That's how life is. So I found one problem. And that is a leak from my turbo drain. I have run the car into operating temperature 2 days ago, so the oil has been circulating, gotten warm, so I don't see any more leaks than the one coming from the oil return from the turbo. That's a good thing. It doesn't leak from the oil pan itself between the block and the oil pan, but of course we have some kind of fucking leak. The gearbox is dry, the engine is mostly dry. It's only leaking from the oil drain. Kind of a, I don't know, I will try to just get the MIG in there and just weld it up, but it's like full of oil, so it's not really that great to weld in. I should not be needing to drain all of it, just like a part of it. This thing is like soap. It's thick. Am I right? Damn it. It's really thin. Really thin. But I guess I need to... Or maybe kemisk metall. Could work. I had kind of a shitty day yesterday. This is the next morning I'm here in the garage because I was having the car on the lift, checking for leaks. Everything seemed fine, but there was one thing that was leaking, and that was the welding that we did on the turbo drain pipe. So I was like, yeah, that's not a big deal. Maybe I can use some kemisk metall, or I can just tack it with the welder. So maybe it will be fine. Turns out that it wasn't that easy. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't think I filmed anything about it, but I don't know, I was kind of in a bad mood yesterday, so I fixed it, I think, but I went straight home, bought me a pizza, and was laying in the couch for the rest of the day. I guess we have those kind of days sometime, and it's I have to remind myself every time that it's okay, because we can't be on top of the world every day. It just doesn't work that way. But I'm here today with a fresh new mindset, and I've eaten a very good breakfast, so let's dig into it. I'm going to put a picture of the oil drain on the screen over here. I'm not proud of it. The metal was so thin from when I was grinding down the welds, so as soon as I just put the welder onto it, it made a big goddamn hole right away. But I fixed it. So now I have some debris in my oil. I have some kind of anxiety for doing that repair, but I'm not taking the engine out again. So forget about it, yay! I ran the car yesterday and I got it into operating temperature and everything. I noticed that my cooling fan wasn't working, so that's the first thing we're going to look at today and just maybe see if we got some error codes or something, because I haven't really, well, the engine has been out. So if it's something that's not correct, it should be seen in the ECU. So I'm trying to use my computer that has been updated with Windows 10 or Windows 11 or what it is. And every goddamn computer I have doesn't work after it. It's really, really slow. Try to check some like forums and shit about it, but apparently it's because of the Windows 10 update and an old computer. It can't comprehend with it, so... Ah, Jesus Christ. I'm going to update the MaxCSU firmware and the program itself, because every time there's an update, the ECU tells you that it's an update, and you can't do anything until you've updated it. So we're going into MaxCSU's website and downloading the latest M-Tune. If you're ever considering buying a standalone ECU for your car, for your drift car, for your street car, whatever, this is the shit. I can't tell you anything else that it's 100% user-friendly. You don't need to have a big amount of knowledge to use it, because there is really good support, and the program is like, it's made to understand it. Because if you have let's say, an ECU master, if you don't know what you're looking at, you will not be knowing what you're looking at at all. It's a lot of things you will need to know where they're at. to be able to find them and change it. Max ECU, you open up the program and everything is labeled, and it's like, as well as the harness you get, all the cables are labeled and they're with a certain color, and you get a full schematic for it, so it can't go wrong. So that's a big thing I can recommend you guys doing. To buy yourself a Max ECU, turning on the ignition, putting the cable in, starting up Max ECU. Sorry about the beeping noise. It ain't got no oil pressure. Firmware needs updating. So it's not so long ago when I plugged into the computer to this car, and it's already saying I need to update the firmware. So it's good because it keeps on updating. Getting some new shit. The fan didn't work yesterday, but the ECU can control it, so that's a weird one. But it seems like we don't have any errors. But we have coolant temp and intake temp. I guess I'll have to drive it more today and check the actual temperature in the computer to see if it's engaging or not. The first mission we have today is that I want to cut the front fenders. We have a pair of fender flares, some weird fabric shit, glass fiber. How do you pronounce it? I don't know. But you have like the inner lip of the fender under it, and it's very close to the wheel. So I'm going to remove a very big portion of these rust-free original fender flares for Silica Supra. That's how we work. We do that first, and then we're going to cut in the fiberglass. This is a very tricky part. I haven't been trimming body kits and shit in my days. So I don't really know for sure how we're going to proceed with this. I think I'm going to put the car on the ground to see if, because it's in the back that's the most. Because the baddest part is shit. Alltså det är stroke i huvudet, jag kan inte prata. Because the worst part is in the back of the wheel. When I turn, wheel wants to go like back for some reason. So it's like it's bent for some reason. It's not. It's been misaligned. That's why it's been hitting so hard. Maybe it will work in the end. Anyway, I'm gonna try it. When I loosen the two bolts in under here, I can maneuver the lower part of the fender much easier. So I think I will try to just realign it. I think it actually works. We need to set it down on the ground to see 100%. I think it actually worked. That's crazy. Funkar inte riktigt så liksom. Nej, precis. Before you take the car on the run, when you had have the engine out or done some major repair, just double check that you haven't crossed the intake temp and the coolant temp, because I did. And the fan wasn't kicking on. I wonder why. Mission successful. If you haven't owned this type of a car, it depends on if you're interested or not, but if you haven't had a car like this that is gnarly as rattling, it's just noise everywhere. All the components of the car is making a sound, both bad and good. And you just put the throttle down, 1.2 bars of boost. It makes all the issues in the world go away. And it's true, it's actually true. I was, like yesterday, had a freaking bad mood. Nothing really worked out. And today, the sun is shining, going for the year's first test drive. Everything we did with the flares is okay. It didn't rub on anything that I can hear right now. We need to test the car on a track before you can really see where it's grabbing and scratching and so on. But I'm thinking me and Jun is going to rent Ferne just for a weekend and to do some laps with the cars, see what's what, if everything's holding up and working as it should. And I'm really pumped to be feeling out the steering, because you can, but I don't want to like go full send through the village and just do a fucking backy. I don't. It's loud enough as it is, just driving it, so I'm not going to do that. But I want to feel out how the steering feels. I can already tell it's a lot different. It's very much more responsive. I think it's because of the Ackerman. Makes a lot of difference, like in initial turning and the responsive of the car and whatnot. And that one in particular, I'm very pumped about, because you want to have it. You wanted to steer where you want it to steer, essentially. We have some oil leaks, unfortunately, but I'm not going to bother. It has one kind of a leak in the back of the welded-in oil pan, so you can't get to it. And it's like just a little tiny bit from the oil return line from the turbo. Before I did all this, it leaked in about, I think it was leaking from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different places. So it's an upgrade. We've done something to get along with this car. It's okay, we all need to cry sometime, so it's okay. What we are going to do now, I'm going to mount the front lip and do some more cutting in the wheel wells, because it's going to be in the way, like everything else. So that's what I'm going to do next. And then we are going to change the whole livery on this car. I'm going to take this one off, and we're going to have a special one. You don't want to miss that. And me and Jun are going to drive with the same livery. I'm not really sure how much more I can put into this video. I guess you will have to bear with me for the next one. And I thank you for your patience. There was a lot of good comments and a lot of good, I don't know the word for it, vad säger man? Det var många ja. Apparently it's kind of okay to listen to me when I talk English. So if you're okay with it, I'm more than happy with it. Because personally, I have somewhat I have a little bit hard to This is where it tends to be kind of awkward when I try to talk, but I just can't. Sometimes when I watch some kind of YouTubers, it can be a bit frustrating and a bit like harsh to listen to when you're like, Swedish and we are going to do it like this. Only I don't really know how to talk in English, so I need to do it in Swenglish. So, I'm personally a bit bothered by it, so I hope you're not. And I hope I can talk more English too. I'm always hearing it like every day, but I don't really talk it that much, so gotta do it. Gotta do it. So that's it for me. I thank you all for watching, and I see you in the next one when we are going to do some big changes. As we say in Swedish, nu ska jag ta mig en kaffe. Now it's time for a coffee. It's more funnier in Swedish, honestly. I'll see you around.